I am saddened to announce that the legendary rock singer Meat Loaf died on January 20th, 2022 at the age of 74. No cause of death was announced for the singer, whose real name is Marvin Lee Aday, but it doesn't seem like it was a surprise as he was surrounded by family when he passed away. For folks who aren't aware of Meat Loaf's impact, he was one of the best-selling music artists of all time, with worldwide sales of more than 80 million records. He also appeared in over 50 movies and television shows. One of Meat Loaf's first acting roles was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where he played the role of homicidal but lovable biker Eddie. And Meat's first few recordings were as the duo Stoney and Meat Loaf. It was during this time that he recorded lead vocals on Ted Nugent's Free For All album as well. Of course, all of that pales when compared with Bat Out of Hell. Released in 1977, the album has sold over 43 million copies worldwide. It's one of the best-selling albums of all time and has spawned 2 album sequels as well as a Broadway musical. Some of Meat Loaf's success must be attributed to his long-time, on-again, off-again relationship with songwriting partner Jim Steinman. Jim's operatic songs were the perfect sonic landscape for Meat's bombastic style of singing. At Steinman's induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2012, Meat Loaf said, "There is no other songwriter ever like him. I can never repay him. He was such an influence, in fact, the biggest influence on my life, and I learned so much from him that there's no way I could ever repay Mr. Jim Steinman." Meat Loaf was also a movie star. One of his earliest films that I quite enjoy is Roadie, but you may remember him better from movies like Black Dog and Fight Club. My personal fave is Meat's appearance in the Tenacious D movie, The Pick of Destiny. I mentioned earlier that Meat Loaf's partnership with Steinman was an on-again, off-again kind of thing. However, when the two of them were on, it was really magic. Bat Out of Hell 2 was almost as good as the original. It was while Meat was supporting this album that I finally got to see him live, with Cheap Trick opening up for him. And what a show it was! Meat was such a great performer that night. And here's what I found most interesting. The man was so darn humble, so grateful for the crowd that had showed up to see him that evening. At the time, folks were calling it a comeback, but truthfully, at least for me, it never really felt like he'd left. His music was always there for me when I needed it most, when I needed my spirits lifted, or when I had to find the courage to do something difficult. That's when I listened to Meat Loaf. I guess even though we never met, I consider Meat to be a friend. In 2016, Meat Loaf released a new album with songs by Jim Steinman called Braver Than We Are. Meat Loaf has said that this album is one of his proudest accomplishments, and has also said that it was likely one of his last. Little did he know that it would also be Steinman's last. Jim preceded Meat Loaf to the great beyond less than a year ago. Reading Meat's comments when Jim passed, you could tell that he was really going to miss his friend. Maybe, just maybe, he missed him too darn much. Alright, now it's your turn. Please leave your memories of Meat Loaf in the comments section, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching.